Welcome to the UT Dentist Provider Productivity Dashboard. This is the current Provider Productivity Report in Axiom. This report contains summary information about the number of dates that the provider saw patients, the number of patients seen, the number of visits, the number of treatments, the gross charges, adjustments, net collections, and the patient balance. It shows you this information for the time period selected. It also contains a list of all the procedures completed for each patient on each date of service and the information about charges, adjustments, collections, and balances for each. The Provider Productivity Dashboard takes the same information on the current report but puts it into dashboard format. The advantages of having this information in a dashboard form are 1, that it can make this data more easily accessible, 2, it updates every day so you can see things change in real time, and 3, you can monitor productivity data for any time frame that you choose. Before we dive in and give you a tour of the dashboard, here is our quick disclaimer. This dashboard is a real-time version of the current Provider Productivity Report in Axiom, nothing more. Because financial data is sensitive and complicated, we are using the script from the pre-made report with no modifications. Our dashboard team's only intention is to provide access to data. We have no involvement in how collections information is used for compensation. But please direct questions about compensation to the UT Dentist leadership and operations teams. Now that that's out of the way, let's get started. There's a lot of information on the dashboard, so we have several tabs within the dashboard itself. First, we have the overview page. This is the page you will get taken to first thing when you open up the dashboard. It doesn't have any PHI in it, so this is the page you will see when you get an email once a month. Second, the patient detail page. This will show you information for each patient like you receive in the current report. Third, the procedure detail page. This shows you more info for an aggregate of the procedures that you provide, like charges, adjustments, etc., for all crowns you've completed in the selected time frame. Next, we have the data download page. This page allows you to download all of the data for yourself and play with it as you like in Excel. We also have a navigation page, which has information about how to interpret the graphs on each page, like we will be doing in this presentation. Lastly, we have an about page with a glossary of terms. As a note, this dashboard is clickable and interactive. I'm just going to give you a quick run through with some static slides just so you get familiar with what it looks like. When you go into the dashboard itself, you'll be able to play with filters and use tooltips when you hover over things to get more information, but I'll let you play with that more when you get into the dashboard itself. The very top of the overview page shows you your provider productivity summary data for the current fiscal year to date. You'll see the same labels as you did on the Axiom report: number of days, number of patients, number of visits, etc. The graph below shows that same summary data, but in graphical form. You'll see gross charges and the two pieces of gross charges being adjustments and net collections and open patient AR as components of those net charges. The bottom graph shows your provider productivity summary data, the same as above, but shown over time. So the top two show fiscal year to date, and the bottom shows since May 2019. You can see on the right-hand side a legend with what the different colors mean. Click on the second tab at the top to get to the patient detail page. The first graph up at the top is the same summary data that you saw on the overview page. But take a look over on the right. Now on the right-hand side, we have some filters to determine what time frame you're looking at. You can select different fiscal years, and within those fiscal years, you can select the treatment months that you want to look at. When you play with those filters, all of the graphs on this page will change. Currently, we are looking at all fiscal years for this particular demo provider. The graph below, showing the gross charges, adjustments, net charges, and net collections and open patient AR, is the same as the page before. What's different on the patient detail page is the bottom section. For every patient seen in the time frame you've selected, this part shows what procedures each patient had and their payment status for each procedure. So you'll see that this now contains chart numbers, treatment dates, procedure codes, and you can use the legend to the right to see how much the patient was charged, what the collections are, and what the open patient balance is. In the bottom right-hand corner, you can see that you can sort these patients by net collections, open patient AR, or whatever metric you choose. You can also find a particular chart number in the search bar in the very bottom right. Next, click on the third tab at the top to get to the Procedure Details page. At the very top, you see the summary table like we've seen on the past two tabs. Underneath, we see our summary data displayed graphically and shown over time. This is very similar to the graph shown in the Overview tab, except we have some new features on this page. If you look to the right, you'll see a couple of different toggles. The first, you can change how this graph is displayed. You can change it to group by fiscal year, by quarter, or by month. The default is set to group by fiscal year, but you can change it however you like. The bottom two toggles underneath it are the same filters as we had on the previous page. You can filter by fiscal year, and then you can change which months you want to look at, and the graph will change accordingly. Underneath, we have our procedures table. So this shows the procedure and the aggregate payment status for those procedures. So look at the top row. We have a D2740 for the crowns, porcelain, or ceramic that have been done by this provider during this time frame. So you see, of the past 4 fiscal years, this procedure has been done 22 times. And then we can see how much has been overall charged overall. And then within that, you can see that using the legend on the right-hand side, you can see how much of that was collected, how much of that was adjusted, and how much remains in open patient balance. And in the real dashboard, you can hover over these bars to get more information. And you can sort these bars however you like by using the toggle on the bottom right-hand corner. So you can sort by open patient AR if you want to see which procedures have the most outstanding patient balance. Next, click on the fourth tab at the top to get to the data download page. At the very top, you see the summary table that you're all very familiar with by now. The following two tables are all of the data that's been used in the other tabs, but shown in table form. You can use this page to download this data into Excel and analyze it however you like. You'll see filters over on the right-hand side to select the treatment fiscal year that you desire to see. If you want to download the data from the data download page into Excel, click on a cell on whatever table you want to export. Then find the download button in the bottom right-hand corner of the dashboard. Then click download. When prompted, select crosstab. This will open up a new file in Excel to analyze how you see fit. The next tabs are navigation tips. These tabs show the same slides as we've been showing previously, but within the dashboard. So if you ever have a question about what each table means, you can use these tabs to help you out. The final tab on our dashboard is the About page and Glossary. This page gives some generic information about the purpose of this dashboard, who has access, what the data means, and includes a glossary of terms. So if you ever have a question about what exactly gross charges or net charges or collection or open patient AR means, you can always double check this page and check up on the definition. It also contains our contact information for technical issues with Tableau. To access this dashboard at any point in time, use the website go.uth.edu/productivity-dashboard, and it will always be there refreshing daily. We will also be pushing a monthly email on the 5th day of every month with a snapshot of the Overview tab of this dashboard. From the email, you can click on the image of the dashboard and be taken to the Tableau website where you can log in and interact with the dashboard. To see all of your dashboards, including this one and the Notes dashboard and any other Tableau dashboard you may have access to, you can go to the website tableau.data.uth.edu and you can find all of those dashboards in the same place. For questions about how to use this dashboard and any technical help, please email us anytime at sod.dashboard.support at uth.tmc.edu, and we will be happy to help you answer your questions.